Here's a number that might just stop you in your tracks. In 1985, the average American family spent 15% of their income on housing. Today, it's over 30%. And here's the real kicker. That massive increase happened while the number of two-income households skyrocketed. You'd think 2 paychecks would make life easier, right? So why does it feel like you're running faster and faster just to stay in the same place? Welcome back to the two-income trap. It's the silent financial crisis squeezing modern families. And if you feel like your budget is tighter than ever, despite working harder than ever, you are not imagining things. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on why this is happening, and more importantly, giving you a real game plan to fight back. The original two-income trap was a term coined by Senator Elizabeth Warren back in the early 2000s. The basic idea was this: when society shifted from one primary earner to two, it didn't create more financial security. Instead, it just inflated the cost of living for everyone. Families started bidding up the price of houses in good school districts. They took on 2 car payments, and they built a lifestyle that absolutely depended on both paychecks always coming in. It created a terrifying lack of slack in the system. Fast forward to today, and the trap has not only returned, it's been upgraded with modern problems. Stagnant wages, soaring inflation on essentials, and a mountain of student debt have turned the two-income household from a luxury into a necessity for survival, while simultaneously making that survival more precarious. You need to understand this because it's the reason you feel financially fragile, even when you're doing everything you were told to do. Let's break down the 5 key forces supercharging the two-income trap today. Point number 1. The bidding war for essentials is insane. Think about housing. When every family has 2 incomes, they can all afford to pay more. So what happens? The price of a family-suitable home in a decent school district gets bid up to the absolute limit of what 2 median incomes can afford. It's a brutal economic arms race where everyone is armed with the same 2 paychecks. It's not just houses either. The same principle applies to childcare. In many major metropolitan areas, the average cost of childcare for 2 children now exceeds the average cost of rent. We're talking $15,000 to $25,000 a year. For many families, a huge chunk of that second income goes right out the door to pay for the childcare that allows the second parent to work in the first place. You're not just working for your career, you're working to pay the daycare centre. Point number 2. Wage growth has not kept up with the real cost of living. This is the brutal math behind the feeling. From 1979 to 2020, productivity in the US grew by over 60%, but hourly pay for the typical worker only grew by about 15%. That's a massive disconnect. Your parents might have supported a family, a house, and a car on one income because a single income had more purchasing power. Today, even 2 incomes are struggling because the essential pie, housing, healthcare, education, has gotten so much more expensive, while the slices of that pie you get from each paycheck have shrunk in real terms. You are collectively running a faster race on a treadmill that's speeding up even faster. Point number 3. We've swapped savings for debt. In the old one-income model, that single paycheck was often a buffer. If things got tight, the second parent could enter the workforce to weather a storm. Today, with both parents already working, that emergency exit is closed. So what's the backup plan? Debt. Credit cards, car loans, and personal loans have become the new shock absorbers. Total household debt in America just hit a record $17.5 trillion. When an unexpected $500 expense hits, like a car repair or a medical bill, many families no longer have the savings to cover it. They put it on a card, and that monthly minimum payment becomes a new, permanent leak in their budget, making them even more vulnerable to the next shock. It's a vicious cycle. Point number 4, the student loan anchor. This is the new heavyweight dragging down an entire generation. The total student loan debt in the US is a staggering $1.7 trillion. The average monthly payment for a borrower in their 30s is between $200 and $300, but for many, it's much, much higher. Imagine starting your family life, trying to save for a down payment with a $500 student loan payment every single month. That's the financial equivalent of a very expensive car payment, but with nothing to show for it except a diploma. This debt directly delays home ownership, decimates the ability to save, and forces couples to rely on two incomes from day one, just to service the debt that was supposed to give them a leg up. Point number 5. The inflation on non-negotiable expenses is relentless. We all feel it at the grocery store and the gas pump, but the real killers are the big-ticket items. The cost of healthcare has skyrocketed over 30% in the last decade. The average new car price is now over $48,000. These aren't luxuries for most families, they are necessities for getting to work and staying healthy. When the cost of your health insurance premium, your car payment, and your weekly grocery run all climb simultaneously, those two paychecks get stretched so thin you can see right through them. There's no fat left to trim. So what can you actually do about it? Feeling hopeless isn't a strategy. You need to build your own escape plan, and it starts with rejecting the default settings. First, you must conduct a ruthless audit of your fixed costs. Most budget advice tells you to cut back on coffee and avocado toast. That's a distraction. The real power lies in attacking your biggest, recurring monthly bills. Can you refinance your mortgage to a lower rate? Can you shop around for car insurance or bundle your home and auto? Can you negotiate your cell phone plan or cancel streaming services you don't use? Every $20 you shave off a fixed monthly bill is $20 that goes straight into your pocket forever. It's a permanent raise. Second, you need to challenge the biggest assumption of all, that you need 2 full-time incomes to survive. I'm not saying one of you should quit tomorrow. I'm saying you should run the numbers. What if one of you shifted to a part-time, remote, or freelance role that provided more flexibility? The goal is to create slack in the system. The lost income might be less than you think after you account for taxes, commuting costs, professional wardrobe, and most importantly, that massive childcare bill. Sometimes, downsizing one career can actually increase your family's financial stability and quality of life by eliminating a huge fixed cost and giving you the bandwidth to handle emergencies without panic. Third, build your moat. Your emergency fund is not a luxury. It's your family's financial immune system. In a 2-income trap, the goal isn't just 3 to 6 months of expenses. You should be aiming for more. This fund is what stops a job loss, a medical emergency, or a broken water heater from forcing you into high-interest debt. Start small, but be relentless. Automate a transfer every single payday. Sell stuff you don't need. Make it a non-negotiable bill you pay to yourself. This cash buffer is what gives you the power to say no to a bad deal, to weather a storm, and to sleep at night. Fourth, get strategic about debt. Student loans and car payments are the ball and chain. You need a plan to break them. That might mean using the debt avalanche method, focusing on your highest interest debt first while making minimums on the rest. It might mean looking into student loan forgiveness programs you qualify for. Every dollar you pay towards principal is a dollar that frees up future cash flow. Attack your debt with the same intensity you'd use to pursue a raise, because paying off a 10% loan is a guaranteed 10% return on your money. It's the best investment you can make. The 2-income trap makes you feel like you're failing. You're not. The system has been rigged to make you feel that way. But you are not powerless. By understanding the forces arrayed against you, you can stop playing a losing game and start making conscious, powerful choices for your family's future. You can choose to downsize, to live on less, to build that moat of savings. You can choose to be intentional, not frantic. If you're ready to take back control of your money and build a life that's secure on your own terms, you're in the right place. We break down complex financial challenges into simple, actionable steps every single week. Don't navigate this alone. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because next week, we're talking about the 3 money myths that keep you poor. You won't want to miss it.